The Life Journey to Yi. Chapter 20. In life, balance means to be moderate. For an individual, return of energy field means to reshape the balance. In the chapter of Perception of Balance from the Farce of the Doomsday, I talked about balance. I was asked, what is the value of balance in daily life? The significance of thoughts lies in guiding the practice. Understanding balance will bring great benefit to people. For example, in interpersonal relationship, when you are very self-willed and capricious, you will receive counter-reaction from others' energy field. Everyone has temper, character, and dignity, so do not be self-willed in other people's energy field. Otherwise, you will only harm yourself. For another example, in the business world, some bosses often try to defeat opponents and occupy the market. This kind of unbalanced thinking will lead to biased behavior. There are numerous examples of such bosses getting counter-reaction by balance. Please bear in mind that business is not only a battle for victory, but also a skill of achieving balance. Some people mistakenly think that balance means to become powerful yourself, then you can balance others and settle everything. This understanding is driven by greed and is a misinterpretation of balance. In the first place, balance is the balance of oneself and of the greed for personal desires. It should be noted that greed is not always manifested as selfishness and evil. Sometimes greed will also appear noble and sacred, such as salvation of all sentient beings or saving the world. They sound beautiful, however, these are also greed. Greed is like a latent virus, and balance is a good medicine to prevent its deterioration. Balance is not bullying, but respectful and adherence to the system and objective laws. In life, balance means to be moderate. For example, the good and evil problem that people often grapple with. Goodness needs to be moderate. Otherwise, goodness may not generate good results. Excessive goodness leads to evil. There is a middle-aged lady who has been very kind-hearted since she was young. When she saw reports about the social outcast, she would often become very tearful. Later, she adopted a child lacking love through an orphanage and treated the child as her own. She and her husband had different opinion on this issue and were finally divorced. The lady thought, why can't you even endure a child? The child is pathetic enough, and I will give him warmth and motherly love. In recent years, the child skips classes, plays games, and contacts with bad people. This has proved the saying of, loving mothers raise disobedient sons. During a lecturing to her son, the child even slapped the lady in the face. It may be said that this lady does not understand how to educate properly, and that this case is an exceptional one. However, it is a real case in life and a typical example of a person lacking balanced thinking. The child does not understand balance, and the unbridled goodness has indulged the child. If the lady could understand goodness shall be moderate, otherwise goodness will not generate good result. Excessive goodness leads to evil. Her life will be less tragic. Evil shall be moderate. Otherwise, the evil will be retaliated. Moderate evil leads to goodness. Although we do not want to see evil, but evil is the inevitable existence of the world of the sentient beings. It will not be eliminated and can only be controlled within a certain equilibrium model. Literary works often describe evil to the extreme in order to attract attention, which has misled many people, and even misled criminals. Evil shall be moderate. To tell a little story, a thief asks the master, "Why didn't you get caught?" The veteran thief says, "When you steal people outdoors, you should leave some money so that they can go back home. When you steal in a restaurant, you should leave enough money for them to pay the bill. If you leave no space for them, they will sure to fight you hard, won't they? In life, evil shall be moderate, otherwise the evil will be retaliated. This is the punishment of the unbridled evil and counter-reaction for destroying balance. To say it plainly, do not bully people hard, otherwise farmers will revolt and rabbits will bite. Moderate evil leads to goodness. In the world of the sentient beings, it is impossible to eradicate evils. That evil must be eliminated is a kind of ignorant fantasy. Let us have more balanced thinking, which will give you a more benign and rational attitude to life. The above is to take goodness and evil as an example. More will be mentioned later in online or offline discussion. It is the same with other aspects of life. For example, in the relationship between human beings and the natural environment, the excessive seizure must cause environmental imbalance. Now we are tasting the bitter consequences of imbalance. The ordinary things like clean water, safe food, and fresh air are costing us very high price, not to mention the imbalance of other areas. The disregard for balance is the greatest ignorance. Yi helps us learn how to get along with each other and how to balance. To do everything moderately is the simplest application of balanced thinking. Yi lets us become less extreme in thinking and less biased in acts.